my channel, and I do what I want. Wah!
All right, we're live. Welcome back to Hobby Vomit. I am Matt, and I'm here with my brother.
Pat, I like the
You
movies.
like the movies. There we go. I learned how to point to my right. Yeah, so we're back with another movie club. It's been I guess it hasn't been that long. Last time we did was Avatar. We've just been busy with family vacation and work, and as you'll hear, some sicknesses, allergies. It's been a messy start of the year, but yeah. Welcome if you've never been here before, and if you've been here before, then welcome back. And yeah, so what we're going to do is a little different than what we've done in the past. Normally we group two movies together. We're going to start by separating them out movie to movie. Just makes it easier for just posting it. And then that way, if someone's only watched one of the two movies, they don't have to sit through spoilers of a movie they've never seen before to get to what they want to see. So today we're doing Princess Mononoke by, I don't know the director, but Studio Ghibli.
Miyazaki is the director. First name like Hayao or something. Hayao Miyazaki.
Same, is it? So is he the same director as like
Most
all
of
the
them.
Studio Ghibli, basically?
All the big ones. Not every single one they've ever done, but all the big ones. Yeah, he's just kind of like the guy. Even the ones he didn't direct, I'm sure he's like super involved, and
Yeah.
it's just the. But yeah, I think all the heavy hitters are him for
I
sure.
think this is my third or fourth. I've seen Spirited at least recently. I saw Ponyo a long time ago, or Ponyo, and I honestly don't really remember it. I don't remember loving it, but just
Yeah, I mean either.
I saw that a long time ago. And then Bree and I we've seen Spirited Away within the last couple of years, and Howl's Moving Castle. And I would say for me, and now this. So kick it off. I would say for me, this is probably my favorite. I think of those three, maybe Spirited Away could give it a run for its money. I think Howl's Moving Castle is definitely my least favorite of those three. How many have you seen?
I've seen those three. This was kind of like the black spot on my, kind of like your list of shame, I guess, where it's like people are like, "You haven't seen that one yet?" I'm like, "Nope." I think my first ever was Ponyo, and I think because as Pixar was kind of like peaking in like the early, late 2000s, early 2010s, the animators there were like really holding up and pushing into America Studio Ghibli movies. I think that's when they started doing these American dubs with like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and all these American actors. And in Toy Story 3, you get a big Totoro doll, right? And it's kind of like a character in the movie. So there was some crossover there. Pixar, maybe they never owned them, but there was some kind of like deal, some partnership there. So because I was like loving Pixar, I was like, I gotta check this out. Ponyo, I think the sell was like it's like Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid. I was like, oh cool, Pixar, Little Mermaid, I can't wait. And then I was just like, the whole time I was just maybe a little too young to really appreciate or understand. And of course, it's nothing like a Pixar movie at all outside of its really impressive animation. So yes, I think that's the first one I saw, was whelmed, waited years, and then started back off with My Neighbor Totoro, which I did really like. It's just a comfort movie. And then from there, I'm kind of looking. I'm pretty sure the order I then went to Spirited Away next, which I loved. I then went to Castle in the Sky.
That's different than
believe.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Castle in the Sky, pretty good. And then I think if I remember correctly, I saw The Boy and the Heron in theaters like last year or the year before. That was like the
Comeback of.
It was like I've retired and come back 3 times. I'm finally done. The Wind Rises was supposed to be like his final one. Then he came back. I not a huge Boy and the Heron fan. I feel like a lot of people are just they got the Miyazaki glasses on and he can do no wrong. I think it's fine.
It won an award, right?
Probably.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
one of those like you're due for an award. So
yeah,
give it to you.
probably. Well, I feel like he even has gotten some. Maybe not. I don't know. But and then I think the last one I've seen before this was Howl's Moving Castle, which I was kind of underwhelmed a little bit with Howl's Moving Castle. It's very highly touted.
I thought it was good. I think I was
Yeah,
expecting
I
it to
liked
be
it.
like the best because it's just such a. I would say like it's got the most like household name of them all, maybe other than Totoro. Totoro.
Well, and so the biggest one now on my kind of list of shame, which just so happens to be coming out of the theaters, I think like this week, is Kiki's Delivery Service. So
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna have to go check that out
Yeah, that's
just
how
to
we went
finally
and
cross
saw.
off the list.
We saw Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle at the like Fathom event, so we like went into
Yeah.
theaters, and I can't remember if we saw. I think we saw at least one of them subbed, but we may have seen them both subbed. But
Nice.
Princess Mononoke I watched dubbed.
Hmm.
I don't know if there was I just clicked the one that was on there, and I know that they're supposed to. They're they're supposed to be great voice acting, but I would say watching this, I immediately was like, "That's Billy Bob Thornton," and
Really?
he was the only one
So
that I was like, "Oh, I
I did the
recognize him."
subs, so we're gonna have to. Yeah, we'll have to. You have to tell me more about that voice actor, 'cause I know nothing about it.
Yeah,
The dubbed.
yeah. I kind of wish I'd done sub, but I also watched it really late. So it was great. The voice acting was great. I do think Billy Bob Thornton's casting was a little weird.
Yeah, who is he? Is he the lead?
Who? I
Is he the lead character? Like, who's
no
Billy Bob?
no. He's like I think his name is
He's
like
the boar.
Jiho or something. Siho. He's the
Uh,
little guy. He's the little guy with the sandals. The monk leader.
Okay.
And it's just like
Jacobo.
his name's Jacobo.
Maybe I'm looking at the.
Actually, and then the guy the boar king is someone else I recognize.
Really?
It's the guy from I think it's the best way I remember to say who it is the ass guy from Requiem for a Dream.
Keith David.
Keith David, yeah.
His name?
Yeah.
Or
Keith
Dave
David or
Keith or
Keith
something?
Richards or something like that.
David Keith, maybe. Yeah, so we're close.
Yeah. I think he was the boar guy. But I ended up looking up the rest and I was like, I don't even the main guy, I think his name sounded familiar. I didn't look what else he had done. It's like Billy Crudup or something like that. I can't remember.
Billy Crudup,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah, Billy Crudup. But not as many big names as the others, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the voice acting was all good. Just a little like the Billy Bob Thornton just like had there was a couple that just had like he had like his like whatever that thrall he has is or drawl that Billy Bob's got. That was just like that does not look like that character. And then the main woman that is not the leader, but she's like the main worker lady. That's and she had like a super thick like New York accent. And it was like very strange to me, but it was still fine.
Yeah, I think all of these Ghibli movies like kind of praise for their American counterpart casts. I think they've always been regarded for that. But yeah, I also didn't think about it. I've pretty much always gotten subbed on these. I think for me, I'm like that pretentious. Like I want to see it in its original vision.
Sure.
But I want to say probably Ponyo. I feel like I probably did watch that one.
Ponyo, I watched dubbed.
I would guess
because I remember there's someone famous in it.
Yeah, I think like
the mom
like
or
one of the
something.
fan-ins or something. Like
I don't remember.
I don't either.
But yeah, let's while you're looking that up, we'll start like we normally do. So we'll give our spoiler-free star rating out of 5, and if we have any, then maybe we'll do a shorter spoiler-free discussion about it, and then we'll get into spoilers. So, do you want to kick us off with what you thought, or did you look it up?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah, I did. I'm sure there's a wild list: Tina Fey, Liam Neeson, Kate Blanchett,
Liam
Matt
Neeson.
Damon, Lily Tomlin, Betty White, and more.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This is wild.
Compared to Princess
Wild.
Mononoke, but I guess I didn't realize Princess Mononoke was old, 97.
Oh yeah, that's like yeah, and that's all I'll lead in with is like, yeah, this movie looks incredible. It is absolutely beautiful and looks like it could have been made this year. It's just a work of art, and that's what you kind of expecting that with Studio Ghibli in the same way that Pixar was kind of at some point, anyways, kind of revolutionizing. Oh, and this one, the fur of Sully and Monsters Inc. is the new, the water and Finding Nemo, like this. Yeah, this just looks incredible. I really have not done any research into this. I want to say in someone's review, maybe I saw that I think it's mostly hand drawn, but there may be a little bit of computer generated in there, kind of mixed in. Toy Story came out in '95. This is 2 years later, so it makes sense that at the time they were maybe starting to play around with it. But yeah, just from a pure visual, it's incredible. It instantly stands out for me as one of their best in terms of just that alone. Just visually, it's one of my favorites that I've watched, and it has stuck with me. And I think that sometimes with their films, all their films have incredible merit and something to take away from. You have a lot of mega fans of Studio Ghibli that, every movie's a 5 out of 5. And that's just not for me. I've liked pretty much everyone I've seen, but some of them, like Howl's, I'm like, okay, looks really good. I'm not really connecting to the story here at all. Howl's did not.
Here?
Sorry, and Howl's is an example where like I was just trying desperately to connect, and it just goes in so many places. At some point, I'm just like, what's going on here? It's just very convoluted. That one wraps up very suddenly and just kind of like, what? This one, I felt like the story, it's very straightforward. It's very accessible. It's very like digestible. It plays around in that fantasy realm a little bit, but in a way that feels grounded and is accessible. Whereas some of these other ones, I'm like, what are we doing now? Boy and the Heron. I mean, it's just all over the place. And like some people, they love that and want to dissect the symbolism. For me, I need something to keep me attached to it, and this one did. Like I did care throughout the entire story. It's very simple, kind of battle, if you will, and very kind of clear cut, like good and bad guys, somewhat. But yeah, just visually incredible. The boars for me a highlight. I love the boars, and what I find so interesting, maybe it's just one of those I just never noticed because I didn't know them.
Keeping
When you
it,
walk into
we're still keeping it spoiler free, right?
yeah, oh yeah, I'm saying spoiler. When you walk into like stores that sell merch from Studio Ghibli, or you see all the stuff online or whatever, I've never seen these boars. I've seen the little sprites. I've seen Totoro. It's like the same 5 things, and like I can't believe it because I love the boars. I think the boars are like instantly iconic, and it's just such a fun like how many times have boars been like represented in all of cinema in like an interesting way? Not often. Usually it's just like the Lost thing where it's just like they come running out of the jungle and attack somebody and that's it. And I really liked them in here. Yeah, we won't go into spoilers, but they play a prominent role in the story. And yeah, I don't know. I honestly right now I don't really remember the music in the way that I have in others. I'm sure it's good. They seem to always have, but that for me was not at the forefront. I just remember visually being like blown away. There's some early stuff in the film where I was like, whoa, like some of the motion stuff, like moving, like running.
We got a POV one, which is wild.
Yeah, and like that's one of the ones that I feel like is maybe
It looked a little computer
generated.
yeah.
But it just was like, holy cow. And again, just for 97, I'm just blown away. So yeah, I really liked it. I settled in at a 4 out of 5 star rating. Why not a 5? If anything, like just still story wise, like I'm not like connecting with these characters on this like deeply emotional level that I really, the 5 out of 5 movies for me are typically that where I'm like feeling moved. Maybe on a rewatch that will get me there, but I think for a first watch, I just came away like, wow, this is really good, super solid. I see why it's this legacy movie. Maybe a little long. It's a little long, but overall, it's a thumbs up for me.
Nice. Yep, I actually
Especially
have the
the boys.
same 4 out of 5. I think I think Studio Ghibli's got the PTA effect for me, where I'm like every movie I'm like, I don't really feel like this need to be over 2 hours personally. I felt the length here. I thought there were some pacing issues, and I actually did feel like the ending was like super abrupt. No, it's just like we don't. Yeah, I didn't. I liked the ending. I just wish, like, if we're gonna spend extra time on something, that's where I wish we spent more time there than in some other moments. I do remember there's like a main theme that gets replayed throughout the movie that was really good. Yeah, visually it was great. Way darker than I I would say the darkest Studio Ghibli that I've seen. And I wasn't expecting it. Pretty graphic at moments, like really graphic at moments. Like I wouldn't show this to a kid. I don't think. There,
Definitely felt more adult.
yeah, there are things that you do not want your kid to see in this. I would say the messaging is good, but yeah, I kind of agree that it's more digestible than others to a degree. There's more. There's a lot of world building in this one that actually I think matters. Where some of the other Studio Ghibli, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's just how it is. Where here, there's like
Right.
factions. There's like we got two main factions, and then there's factions within the factions. And sometimes I just felt like it didn't do a great job of separating those out and teaching me their relationships amongst each other. But overall, I thought it was really good. 4 out of 5. Wish it was maybe a little shorter or just pace a little bit better. But yeah, I think this is probably my favorite Studio Ghibli, and I do think that I would be more interested in rewatching this over Howl's Moving Castle, and I think even Spirited Away. So yeah, really liked it. I think
Yeah, I still have Spirited Away higher for me. I think I gave it 4.5. That one for me feels like the magnum opus. And I think the main thing I would point to that sets me over the edge a little bit is just that main character. I just feel like I care more about that main character than any other Studio Ghibli I've watched. Like even this one, I'm rooting for him, but I don't care that much. And clearly that is, I would say, I don't know if intentional, but that's certainly part of the makeup of their movies. I don't think typically you have this main character that in a traditional movie way, you're like, fully like immersed with who they are. I don't know. You feel a little disconnected from them. You're just like, this is the protagonist. I am following them. That's how I feel. But Spirited Away, I do feel more connected to her as a character. But yeah, this is definitely over Howl's for me. Howl's, I walked away being like, it looks great, some really cool visuals. I just don't care. I think. Like Castle in the Sky, pretty good. Castle got a little bit of a sleeper. But anyways, all right, we shifting in.
yeah, let's shift into spoilers. So if you've not seen Princess Mononoke, goodbye. Or if you don't care about spoilers, then continue on. We're gonna get into spoiler talk for here to the rest of the video. So yeah, here we go. Spoilers. Tell us about the boars, Pat.
The Boars. The Boars are great. I mean, this is it's like one of my favorite openings of a movie I've seen in a long time. The opening is very strong. And as we probably talk about this movie tonight, I didn't watch it even that long ago, maybe a week. I still have a lot of blind spot. I don't remember everything, but I remember the beginning. The beginning was very strong. You have this just like insane boar attack, this demon boar that's just covered in your traditional Studio Ghibli like black, cloudy, goopy, like they just love to wormy. They just love to do this. But it's just I don't remember the setup. The boy is like talking with somebody.
He's just like on his little horse, or the Jazul the gazelle, or it's Gazul the gazelle, or something like that. I think it's Jezel.
Jezel.
I think it's Jezel, like Jaz or Jazzle. And he's just like, this was my favorite part because like I feel like, not my favorite part, but something I really liked with the opening was like, I will admit I was like, I know I'm probably gonna like this movie. I know it's gonna be good, but like, I saw the time on it, and I was like, I'm gonna feel the length like I did in the other ones. But you're right. This one just like immediately the world building is in your face with just even like the path through the forest, for the people. It's like a stone path that they've cut down into these really high grasses, and yeah, I think it's just like the main guy, which I can't remember his name, Mizuki or something like that. It's a longer name. I can't remember his name. But he's riding Ashitaka, yeah. He's riding, and he comes across the three younger girls, and they're like, the wise woman says something's wrong in the forest, and then he just like goes to an outpost, and then
Right, the guy at the outpost is what I'm thinking of. It's like an older guy.
he's an older guy, and yeah, he goes up into that outpost, and then they see it, and yeah, it bursts out of the forest. And yeah, it's instant action, high stakes, because like you already like the animal, and the animal almost dies to it. And
I think that old man too says like, first thing he says like, "Don't let it touch you, or you'll be cursed," or something. It's you automatically add those stakes in. Of you're just like, not only is you try and protect the village, but you're like, don't touch it, don't let it touch you. You know, so you have that element too. But yeah, just you said the action. It's just a great action scene. The blocking of it all, just the way that they're dancing around each other, is just like instantly captivating. And yeah, he just that boar god demon is just like very memorable. Just it, I forget if they do something to it or if it's just from it sitting there, but then it turns into just like the skeleton version. It's just like really,
it's just like he kills it, and like as it's dying, it turns into that. But it also is like actively cursing them as it's dying.
Oh, that's right.
It's
It's
just like I felt this pain, and you will feel the pain, and something like along those lines. But basically, like hate humans, and that's really what this demon is. It's hatred. And yeah, it's, unfortunately it takes over you. Which is, I think, the main message of the movie is just like these two factions hate each other for, in my opinion, pretty good reasons. Or at least the forest hating humans. I get that.
You get it.
It's very, I don't know, it's kind of just like Fern Gully to me, so.
They find like the iron ball too, like in its belly or in like its body. It's kind of like the manifestation of this negative curse. And yeah, they just sets up a fun story too, where it's just immediately like, yep, you got cursed, buddy. Like you're gonna die.
I actually love that scene.
Yeah,
it's a little exposition heavy, but yeah, they basically meets with like the seer, the wise woman, and it's her and like a bunch of men of different generations because they're like an outcast tribe from the emperor, and he's their prince, like he's their youngest generation, and they keep like dying earlier and earlier, and like she's just like, "Do you want to know your fate from the stones?" And he's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're gonna die, and it's gonna be brutal." So you just have to go west, and you have to see if you can. What it was? It was like, go see with unclouded eyes, something like that. And even the little touches of like they are not allowed to watch him leave, things like that, just like are such cool world building. It definitely gave me like fantasy, like epic fantasy vibes of like we never learn anything more about that tribe or the emperor ever. No. But like I wouldn't mind getting more of that. It didn't hurt that it's not there, but it just, even that little tribe and their way of life seemed so interesting. It was really cool. But then the sister sees him on the way out, and she's like, "I don't care. I'm gonna say bye to my brother that I'm never gonna see again," which is great. And then it gives him a little chain. And then he's off. Yeah, and then it's just like that's just the setup for him to leave.
It's just the setup. And just the stakes of like he's got to figure out a way to not die. Like it's just inevitability coming towards him. How's he gonna get out of this kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a great opener. You're just instantly into the story. Yeah, and just the animation already was great. So that's where then for me a bit of a blur in terms of then this happens and this happens, but he makes it into the forest, right? And is that when you first see those little forest sprites, which I know?
No, that's a decent amount later on. Yeah, this was like I think he meets the monk for the first time.
He meets the guy. Yeah.
And then he goes off by himself and starts murdering people accidentally, basically, kinda, which I didn't realize, and maybe I missed it, but like he just comes across another tribe that are being slaughtered by these samurai, which is one of the like 3 human factions that we know about in this movie. We got the samurai, we got the monks, and we got Irontown people. And so I didn't really think that this was a faction. I just thought it was just a tribe that's just the way of life, right?
Right.
But yeah, and they start coming at him too, and he's just like, "Don't." And then it's like his arm gets all wiggly, and then just like
the arm.
Yeah, the first one he like it cuts off I think a guy's like going to double overhand sword kill somebody, and it cuts off both his arms, and like the classic meat circle with the bone in the middle.
The little one.
Oh yeah, it's great. And I was like, wow, that was way more graphic than I thought. And then he shoots another arrow, and it literally just cuts the guy's head off. And I was like, oh wow,
I forgot about that.
Okay, like this is what we're doing. Yeah.
Right.
It
is that is the stuff that not necessarily kid friendly.
Not
like it feels aggressive. It feels like very aggressive. It's to the point where like they're not then like spilling blood out everywhere, but it's still like it's intense. It doesn't feel comical. It feels like
no, it's not
real.
Comical, yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a tone setter. It was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. And again, just also good action. Like just those scenes are just enjoyable. And yeah, the little gazelle thing is great.
I love
it's so
throughout
good.
the whole movie. And I was gonna rage if it died. It got close at one point. It got shot, and I was like, no. He's like, I gotta leave you here. I was just like, no. But then he takes it, which is great. Yeah, I mean, like to me, like that is something that Disney does a lot now. Is like we got to do the animal familiar friend that's got a ton of personality and super cute. Except for I think this one doesn't really have a ton of personality, but it's still, I don't know, like him just sitting in the water waiting for him to be healed on that little island. It's just great. Like I don't know, just loyal.
It's just loyal. It's just loyal. Yeah, loyal, and then like proud or something. Like when it is battling, it's just very like it's just doing its thing. It's just like confidently doing what it's there to do. But yes, if it was Disney, then it would beg like a dog at the campfire and like
wag its tail.
Like it would just like be a dog. So yeah, I agree. I like that they didn't die, and I like that they didn't lean into him so much. Like he is just a good companion to our lead character. But so yeah, I don't know. I'll jump around a little bit because I don't remember plot by plot. But yes, Ironworks. Love the ladies of the Ironworks. They're a memorable grouping with their little bandana things that they have on.
Just a little creep.
It's a little like, oh yeah.
At least
100%.
when they first meet him, they're like, "Oh wow, you're so handsome," which is like that's fine, even though she's married. But then later on, they're like, "Wow, you're really handsome and you're very young," and they're like, "That's never stopped you before."
Yeah. It feels very like
1997, baby.
Yeah, it feels very like cultural. I feel like there's a couple of those moments in some of these Ghibli ones too, where it feels like a little cultural difference or something. I don't know, but I did like them. I thought they were like a memorable bunch.
And just them, they're coming from like they're basically ex prostitutes or night workers or whatever you want to call them. Ladies of the night.
Ladies of the night.
That lady. What's the main lady's name? I can't remember the names.
Can't tell you any names.
Yeah.
I don't know.
San. I can tell you San. The girl, Princess Mononoke.
Oh, Princess Mononoke. Yeah, I would just call it. Yeah, forgot about her.
Which I think they name drop her as Princess Mononoke. Actually, I think they never do. I think they maybe not. They talk about her as the she is a princess. Maybe they do. But I did find that interesting.
Not like to her face. It feels like it's like someone's describing like, oh yeah, Prince Mononoke is out there with the wolves or something.
Yeah, it's the main lady in Ironworks talking to our main guy. When she brings him into the house with into like her special area with all the lepers and stuff. But it's like I feel like that area makes you like I'll just call her the lady. The Iron Lady is like she is, in theory, saving these women from a job that they don't want to do. To where they're like they don't love their new job, but they're happy to do it over their old one.
Right.
All the lepers are very much like, yeah, we were thrown out by everyone else, and she took us in, and so you're like, wow, I kind of like this lady, but then she's just like murdering the forest.
Right, you feel torn on her because they prop her up as like it is good within the realm of humans, but then
she treats other humans good. Yeah,
right. So which I liked. She was a complicated character. I feel like that's normal. So I did like her,
and her arc is good. I think by the end she realizes. And it's just like she's like, oh, I was wrong. Credits, and I was like, whoa,
yeah.
Damn,
you're right. You're right that it so does wrap up fast. I feel like with Howl's my problem is that it wrapped up fast and it's like so arbitrary. There's like nothing. Like I don't want to give spoilers, so I won't say it, but yeah, it's just some stuff they're like, and this person's this. Why? Because it's like, okay, I guess. This one I think story wise at least, like you're following it all makes sense. You're like, okay, I see how
Yeah.
we arrived here at the end. But I agree. For how damn long this movie is, it's like, hey, could you spent a couple more minutes on the ending?
Yeah,
Like
and just
it does wrap up very quick.
I think she's the final scene. It's like her and not.
Yeah, might be.
She's like, go get the main guy. I want to tell him how I was wrong or something. And like, I understand now. It's like we don't even see the main guy again. It's just like she's the last thing we see, which is okay. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. We don't see Son again either, and it doesn't feel like their last scenes are their last scenes.
No,
and so,
but truly, like for a movie that's called Prince Mononoke, and the cover is her looking like a badass, these wolves. It's like you're really not that focused on her that much, and that's where like for me, I think right now, Spirit Away still rises to the top because I feel like I'm actually following a character. Even our lead here, I'm kind of invested in Ashitaka, but not too much. Like smaller than other things. I'm just invested in the overall struggle and the overall battle and stuff kind of going on between these factions, which is okay. He's just maybe a vessel for that story.
I liked him.
But
I mean,
yeah,
he's the bridge.
Yeah,
he's the one that sees all. I mean, he is going and seeing. He's trying to see unclouded both sides because I think both sides at some point are like, "You're working for the other side," and he's just like, "No, I'm just trying to see everything for what it is." And I like him a lot. I thought he was good, a good character, and I like Princess Mononoke too. But to me, I think what surprised me more, and it is different than Spirited Away, is this reads more like, or it feels more like an epic fantasy book, where there are multiple POVs. And I do think that's a mistake calling it Princess Mononoke because you go in expecting I'm going to follow this Princess Mononoke, and you're like an hour in, you're like, where's the princess? Like, where is she? And she's a great character, but it's the story of the forest and humans coming into the forest. It's not about. I mean, I guess the biggest thing with her is like she is even more of the bridge gap because she is a human that is she is 100% physically a human, but in spirit she's like 100% part of the forest, and she's like the only creature really that is like that. She's both. And I think that's important for the story, but yeah, it's just like if it were called like I don't know, Spirits of the Forest,
Demon Boars.
Yeah, Demon Boars.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know
just
what
bigger than any one character. It's not. I don't think like the intention. I feel it's just meant to jump, just like the forest factions. There's so many. There's boars. We got monkeys. We got wolves, and then we got the actual spirit of the forest, which is like terrifying looking. I can see why they don't make it stuff. They haven't made that in Studio Ghibli because Jesus.
Yeah, it's a little scary. Yeah, I forgot about the monkeys. The monkeys are fantastic.
Yeah, monkeys are good.
Really creepy.
Yeah, the first time you see them, they're almost just like shadows, and they're
in the shadows
like throwing like rocks at Irontown.
Yeah, just their vibe is very intimidating, and they were very effective. And then I forgot like just the spirit of the forest is very, very interesting design for sure.
Yeah, and that's
you're right.
It like turns like during the day it turns into whatever the hell that thing is, the elk creature, I would say, and then it's like it's like part elk, part fox, part human, kind of. I don't know. And then at night it becomes like the walking spirit amongst the trees, which even stuff like that. Like I think the biggest problem for me is that I never really understood the three factions of the humans. Until it was just like, oh, we're in the thick of it. Like I didn't realize the samurai. Yeah, I guess I just didn't realize it to where I do think I will enjoy this more on a rewatch, knowing all of that going in. Like seeing, I think his name's Jiho or something, or Siho, the guy, the monk on the stilts, talking to the main character at the little trading town, like even stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I know who you are and like who you're working for. as like as what faction you're in, even stuff like that. Because I'm like, is he good or is he bad? Which is fine. I think that's the intention.
It's just right. It is kind of both. He's like a chaotic neutral or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah. So
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I am still kind of confused as like what was. I know his goal was to behead the. There's like the legend that if you have the head of the spirit of the forest, you basically gain immortality.
Right. He feels like an opportunist. Like
Was he getting paid for it? Was that what he wanted? Like getting a good payment?
that I don't remember. I just felt like he just wanted it for that, like for immortality. Maybe I don't know. Just
no, because he was working for the Iron Lady. She like commissioned him.
Oh, that's true.
Basically, to
yeah,
to
probably done just for money. Yeah, he just feels like a hired hand who is opportunistic and.
He's got a whole group
like
of
works for
monks.
himself. I know, yeah.
And they're all like murder and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, who are these monks? It's cool though. It is very much like, it just reminds me so much of fantasy of like, they feel. I'm so torn because I'm like, I want to know more about them, but also doesn't hold your hand of like, these are the monks. The monks are from here and they do this, and it's just like, I would say the most exposition we get as far as that goes is the first tribe. She's like, you have to go, you're gonna die, and the old man's like, our tribe banished by the emperor, we've had many lines of. It's like, you probably wouldn't be saying that in this moment, but like it still works to where I'm like, it's cool info. But yeah, if on anything, I just wish like I kind of could, if this were paced right, I would like this to even be longer and flesh out those. It's just a world that I'm like, I would like to go back to it and see how everything operates, just because it's so creative. So yeah, I really liked all of that, all the world building. I think it's more of just expectations of what I was getting into.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think the world building's the strength. Yeah, it's a bummer that we didn't get Ian on, because Ian, this is one of his favorite movies, or his literal favorite. I don't know.
Yeah, Ian actually knows more about this movie than anybody else on the planet.
Yeah,
he actually is Mr.
I believe it,
Mr. Ghibli.
But he is the spirit of the forest.
Yeah,
is his face. At the end credits, it looks up and it's just Ian. But I just would love to hear, because I am someone who. I've kind of slowly been treading into Ghibli territory. Almost everything I've seen I've liked, but I'm not that diehard. Not for any reason, I'm just not. And there are a lot of people that are really, really passionately in love with these movies. And so, I would just love to hear kind of his opinion. Others, what with this one specifically, what is it? Is it that world building? Is it more than that? Is it when you watch it 5 times, more is revealed on this like deeper level? Is it the symbolism and what the boars represent? Like I would love to hear more, because for the boars, for my first watch, I just more came away invested in the spectacle and amazed by the spectacle. Just the animation is incredible. For 1997 to put this together, it's just such a complete vision, such a complete work and vision.
Yep. It feels like a real real world that they actually thought through. And there's a lot that I bet you could tell that they had like meetings about like what this world is that we never even see on screen, but just the way that it operates.
Just to flesh it out, Yeah, it feels like Miyazaki cares about everything in this movie. It's like nothing is left untouched. Everything is important to the vision, even if it doesn't pan out to be important in the watch necessarily. It's just one thing that you spend a little bit of time on. But I think you summed it up pretty well. It's like it's a place I would just want to spend more time in, which then would make me want to rewatch and kind of get to live in that world a little bit longer.
I would love to read a series based on it. It literally feels like epic fantasy, to where if like there was someone that loves reading fantasy and they've never watched a Ghibli, this would 100% be the one. I'd be like, watch this. This is exactly like, there's political scheming, there's action. It's just there's creative vision. I just feel like it just perfectly encapsulates fantasy to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I liked it the most out of all of them that I've seen, which is admittedly not that many, but
it was still a lot of the big ones. We haven't really talked about the wolves. I did really like the wolves as well. The kind of like Mother one, I think at some point they may have called Mother. Um, really effective as it's just this kind of like giant presence that feels both gnarly and like can be aggressive, and when that's this the shot of the like rumpled snarl, just that classic like dog wolf angry
And like yeah, his
face, and then
bloodshot eyes.
the bloodshot eyes, and then just immediately after that, just like calmly, soothingly talking to the people next to it. So yeah, the wolves were also very memorable.
Because
I
she's a
do
yeah.
think
No,
because
you
of
got
expectations of the name of the film and the poster, I expected a little bit more out of her and the wolves. Whereas by the end, it feels like they're just as equal as kind of everything else, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just expectation wise expected a little bit more there with that whole story.
yeah, me too.
But yeah, it was definitely not a negative. So
Yeah, they have the really good conversation, the mom and the main guy, when San is sleeping, about just like yeah, basically what happened, and even as she appears as just like this evil creature, but yeah, you could see there's a lot of compassion in her, and she took in this child and raised her as her own. Which yeah, I think she was a great character too, all the way up to like her death was crazy. And that's it's frustrating because it's just like the she sacrifices herself to stop the boar the boar demon,
the boar.
and then like even crazier afterwards, like she's dead, the wolf is dead, and then like her head is like moving around and bites off the lady's arm, which was sweet. And yeah, I thought it was really cool. The other two wolves I think barely aren't really in it too much. They're just there.
Yeah, they're just
It's more
supporting.
about, yeah, Son and the mom. But even just like to me, some of the like things like the guns, I was just like, oh, even the guns are cool and creative, and not just a gun. It's like they look sweet. And then like the first time when Son goes to Irontown, they go down the pit on the wolf, and the wolf ramps up and turns its body sideways against the like spike so it can launch Son. I'm like,
That part is really
it's
cool.
so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that
just-
part was really good.
They thought
like the
about-
momentum, right? Like
Yeah.
hits the spike and the momentum like
launches it,
launches.
her running is hilarious. It's very just like I don't know, almost like anime.
It's
but
very
it
anime,
worked,
yeah. It's very, yeah. That scene was good. I forgot about that. Yeah, it kind of launches in and is trying to kind of like infiltrate and take on this village. And then what? She has the what happens? There's a stand down with like Ashitaka's there.
Ashitaka's
I'm
there.
forgetting exactly what happens.
She fights. She and the lady fight basically as a one-on-one.
Right.
The lady shoots her right in the mask and breaks the mask and knocks out the Son.
right.
You almost think she's like kind of dead. Then Ashitaka goes down and is trying to save her. And this is before they know each other. And she wakes up and cuts him and immediately runs and fights. She runs and fights the Iron Lady. And I can't remember exactly. I think Ashitaka saves her and it's like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, he like gets her out of there, right?
Yeah. Which was another good moment because one of the ladies I think is like basically pulls out a gun. It's like, if you move, I'm gonna shoot. And then he just does like and walks away, like knowing she's not going to, and she doesn't, because like she's someone that's lost a husband to the wolves because the wolves attack them and their oxen. The husband's got. It's just such a cool world. Like the women stay and work the forge while the men go out with their oxen to get the iron, I think, or whatever they need to create iron. I can't remember what it is.
Right.
And every time they go out, these wolves attack them because they are, burning down forests and destroying.
Yeah, they're in their
the forest.
territory.
Exactly. So it's like, but then the husbands die, so then the women want to kill the wolves because they're killing their husbands and their way of life, and
Right.
yeah, it's and then like even the monkeys, like the lady's shooting the forest from Irontown, trying out her new gun, and the monkeys are throwing stones. It's just like, yeah, every time we burn down forest, every night they replant trees, and like that's why she hates the monkeys, and the monkeys hate her because they're again she's just destroying their forest.
Right. A lot of like simple, or not simple, but like limited perspective shaping like your worldview and your feelings about the other. So yeah, I liked it. I did enjoy it as one of theirs that I would like to watch again at some point. Um, it's long.
I think it'll be
It's
better on a rewatch, personally.
yeah, I think so too. I think I think anytime it's like you want to go into one of these, I'm like, don't worry about the plot as much. Don't worry about the plot as much. Like you just can't help it. You're watching a movie and you've just been trained to care about the plot. And I think a lot of their movies, that's not really the most important thing at the end. This one, it's somewhere in the middle. Like the plot matters,
Yeah, it matters.
but
It drives
it is still it drives it. But you when I leave, my 4 star is not the story. It's the way it made me feel and the just being enveloped in the world. Like you said, the world building is just very strong. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was solid, and looking forward to talking to people like Ian that are like, I love this movie. Like, let me tell you about everything to see what more about it is so beloved for sure.
Yeah, I could. I think for me, I do see it going up to a 5 on a rewatch. Just knowing, because I think pacing for me, it takes a while for you to even get to like what the story. At first, you're like, oh, this is about him curing his thing,
Right.
which almost immediately is like, that's not the point of this movie. And then we get the main plot sandwiched in between. The main plot is the humans going and infiltrating the forest or whatever, tearing it down. And then we've got 2 subplots on the outside of that, on the tail end, which was like them trying to kill the spirit of the forest, as well as 2 human factions are fighting as well. The samurai go and try and kill Irontown. And I'm trying to even think of like, why? I don't remember why. If there is a reason why. So it's one thing I think I would have liked is, like, I just rewatched Fellowship of the Ring, and in the very beginning, even though it's still I think a little confusing, is like in the beginning of Fellowship of the Ring, there's like 5.5 minutes of like, we're just gonna tell you like the backstory, like it's just exposition. To where here, I think it actually could have benefited from something like that. Like, here is the forest, the emperor exiled these tribes. Within the forest, there are these different factions of animals, and there's these different factions of humans, and like set the stage. Because I don't know if rewatching it, I don't, obviously it doesn't need it because now I know, but I do think it really hurt the pacing for me of just like, it starts out really strong, and then I'm like, what are we doing once we get to Irontown? And then we kind of start to do that. I'm like, okay, so here's the plot. It's like the Iron Lady versus San. And then it's just like, no, we're kind of moving away from that too. It's more of just broader. It's broader. So yeah, it kind of felt like we were restarting the like, what's the real thing here that we're doing throughout the movie a couple times. So I think that hurt a little bit for me for pacing, and then the abrupt ending. I think those are honestly my only 2 critiques. I think would be remedied on a rewatch, just because like you said, I think expectation are going to be more in an appropriate spot of like, this is what I know what I'm about to watch. Now I can just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's very impressive. Just thinking of like this coming out 2 years after Toy Story and just how different these films are.
Yeah, I was saying, like, this doesn't feel like Pixar at all to me.
No, yeah, and they were obviously already kind of doing this before Pixar was on the scene, and I would love to look at like Disney era Renaissance. I can't remember the exact years, but yeah, I think just overall very inspiring stuff in the animation world, and I don't know if this is based on a book, or if this is completely,
feels
just
like
made for
it
this.
just feels like it is. There's so I bet it's
It feels like it
really
is.
does feel like it is. They did such a good job with the world building. It feels like a lived in world. Like, to me, you could well, I mean, you probably couldn't, but like, you could totally make a land of a theme park. Princess Mononoke, with just like the forest, and seeing how the way that his Ashitaki's tribe lives in the beginning compared to Irontown, they're so different, but they're both human. They're so different the way they live their lives because of what they do. And just stuff like that is just so interesting to me. It's so cool.
Hmm.
So yeah, I really
It was great.
I loved it.
Thumbs up for me. 4 stars. Happy I watched it. Did not feel like a chore for
Mm-mm.
2 and I don't know how many minutes it is. Um, and I would put it towards the top for me for sure of their films. So
Yeah,
good
it's definitely
choice.
the one. Well, you chose it, so good choice.
Great choice. Really great choice.
Great choice.
Did I choose it? I don't even
You
remember
did.
why.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know why. I think you just said it was just on your list of, like you were saying, it's
Yeah.
the blind spot of your list. And then I
Yeah.
haven't seen it either, so it's just an easy one to choose. But yeah, anything else do you want to talk about the boars? I guess we never really did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think what else. I just liked them a lot. Just the original Demon Boar were really impressive. That whole sequence is just incredible. But then I think like once you got into their community, I don't know. I just liked them. I don't. Maybe I can't even
I thought,
describe
yeah.
it well, but
Well, even with like, so the main guy, the main boar is blind, which I thought was interesting, and then gets tricked by like the monks wearing the skins of the boars that they killed.
oh
Which
yes,
is like
I love
creepy
that.
and also just like super sad because, yeah, I mean that's how they get
Yes,
the the boar, the blind boar. They basically he gets turned evil. The demon takes over him.
right.
I can't remember exactly how.
I forgot about that. I love the animation of them wearing
They're so creepy looking.
the skins.
Yeah,
It's
their
really
eyes are just
good.
black holes and.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, them they talk about like it's almost like cutting back and forth between the battle with them and the monks, where they're like climbing up the slopes and the monks are kicking down like rocks filled with grenades that kill them all, and like, yeah, I can't. So where the blind one is charging towards the grove with the spirit. I'm trying to remember why.
Yeah, I don't remember why.
But I know they can't let it get there because, one, basically the humans in the boar costumes that I think the blind one thinks are his family and friends because they smell like his family and friends, and he
Right.
can't see. But at some point they start poking him with poison darts or something like that, and I don't know if that's when he realizes that what happened, and then the hatred fills him, and he turns to that, and
Right.
he's running to the spirit for help, maybe, but that's exactly what they want him to do because they are hunting the spirit. So everything about that storyline I thought was really, really cool as well. And then the wolf has to kill the boar to protect the forest, and it's just like then they're pitting animal factions against animal factions, and then human factions are fighting human factions. It's just crazy. There's a lot going on. That
Yeah.
it makes me
I think
excited
they just
to rewatch it.
I think the boars are just a perfect choice because it's just the classic like they typically are represented as like villains. They look gruff and aggressive and so especially like a different faction viewing them as like the enemy and the other, I think it just works so well just based on even just kind of like their look and their tone.
Yeah, they're not super nice at first.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
when they're in just
So-
boar form talking to the wolves about like what's going to happen, how they're going to go attack the humans. And
Right.
they won't even listen to reason. They're like, that's exactly what they want. They're like, we don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
We're going to go kill the humans.
They're just kind of like one track mind a little bit, yeah.
'Cause they
Like,
killed their
we
god.
have to do this. Right. They're like,
Yeah.
this is what we have to do. It's destined. Final thing I'll say I did see as I was looking here, when they were going to bring this over to an English version, the writer is Neil Gaiman. He wrote the English script.
Really?
And before that, supposedly Harvey Weinstein tried to give that writing role to Quentin Tarantino, and Tarantino said no. I think you should. He like recommended Neil Gaiman instead, which is wild.
That's wild.
Well,
I think Neil Gaiman, well, I can't remember. I think there's been some updates with the Neil Gaiman stuff to where like I can't remember, but I almost want to say it's kind of been like exonerated of all that stuff.
Yeah, I haven't followed it. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I guess
Could be
Neil
mistaken.
Gaiman and Harvey Weinstein in the same
Weinstein,
sentence.
yeah.
Ain't the best. Ain't the best crowd.
And Tarantino's not been looking good either lately. But
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think, yeah, because he was known for like writing. He loves like fantasy and mythology and stuff like that. So I could see why Tarantino was like, this is a good fit for Gaiman.
Right.
And
Which is
Tarantino
interesting.
would be- I mean, I would be interested in
Tarantino.
watching a version of it with him. but it would be way more.
It'd be very interesting.
Brutal,
I guess I'm just more surprised in terms of like, I wouldn't have thought, oh, we need a writer. I would think we just need a translator. But yeah, of course,
yeah,
like not
I see.
everything's gonna translate one to one, so it does make more sense to actually have somebody like write a script for it. It's just interesting. So yeah, I'd be curious to watch the maybe once they do all their films as subbed, then I'll go back and do them all as dubbed to see the differences. But yeah, overall, I liked it. If you like Studio Ghibli already, you've probably already seen it. But if you haven't, you should see it. You will like it.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of their best.
Yep, I think so too. For me, it is. I think it is the best, and I feel like even just talking about it and letting it digest more, because I just watched it last night, it makes me like it even more.
Nice.
It definitely feels like I think it would be closer to a 5-star on a rewatch than the 4 that it currently is. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Excited to watch it again at some point. But, yeah. Okay. Well then,
Ian, if you're out there, if you're
Mr.
in the
Ghibli,
chat,
Mr. Ghibli,
or just next time we talk with you, Mr. Ghibli himself, let us know. Subbed or dubbed? What is the preferred for you with this film? We need to know.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, let's wrap it up. Yeah, we'll have to catch you on the next video in a couple weeks. We'll probably be posting Harold and Maude. But until then, I'm Matt, and this is
But
And We Like It the Movies.
I like in the movies.